a lot of them, it seems like that they have a bit of a caricature they have to fulfill,
Mm-hmm.
or like a role that they just have to kind of fit into, because a lot of them got some of the same attributes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they curse a lot, they damn. And not only just curse a lot, they like talk like damn they in a black exploitation or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like they feel like that's their way to connect with black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're only cursing because you think that's how. It's like Kamala in what's your favorite curse word? Mother with the A, not the ER. It's like, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like that. You feel like that's the cheap way for you to kind of act like that you're really connected to us on the grassroots, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not. And then another thing I'm seeing is that a lot of these people, one of the main things that they do is like, in order for them to like be stamped as some sort of a person that's making some sort of sense, is to just dump on Trump. Like the thing is to just be like, Trump he's a Nazi. He's da 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 da. He's so terrible. He's like, he needs to be. It's like that kind of proves your level of, I guess, consciousness or ability to maybe to get people riled up, because he's
Mm-hmm.
so triggering for people.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you're able to go on him or insult him in a more intellectual way, it's like they can prop you up more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you sound smarter. But really, really, Trump is such an easy target. Anybody could do that, to be honest. Even other Republicans or people on the right could find reasons to go on his ass, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be an easy target.
And it's safe.
Yeah,
It's safe to
safe
go
one.
on Trump in particular.
It is. No, it is. Absolutely. Because, again, he's an easy target. Everybody wants to hate him for some reason, for a reason. But I'm saying that a lot of people, that I think some of these, especially around this time, because we're getting, what are we, midterms?
We're close to the midterms.
Close to
That's in
midterms.
2026.
Okay, gotcha, right. So we entering there. We about to get it right back on this politics wave again. And as we inch closer, I think we're seeing some of them unfold. Some of these planted activists unfold. I actually want you to kind of get into that, because I know you actually told me about Conscious League.
Yeah.
Switching it up. Yeah,
And
get
now,
into that.
mind you, Conscious Lee has defended Ashanti on multiple occasions.
Afeni.
Afeni.
Okay,
Afeni.
gotcha.
Yeah, he's defended her. So
Interesting.
the thing is that Conscious Lee, he started, I guess he was doing his thing before, but he really started blowing up around 2020 with the George Floyd uprisings and everything like that. And I used to follow him like, oh, okay, he's making some pretty good points about the police. Okay. Then it was, okay, now we got to understand that trans women are real women and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, you lost the plot very quickly to me. So I unfollowed. Never dissed or anything. It wasn't up until the point where the Rosa, something like that, the brick lady, when she lied, made the whole,
Roseman Otter?
Roseman.
Rosa Otter? Oddman? I just messed
Something.
No, they
She claimed she got hit in the head with a brick.
Brick lady.
It was a lie.
Yeah.
She didn't. Yeah. Okay. When it turned out that she was lying, he still defended. Because he was one of the people like, man, toxic masculinity. And then she lied, and then he was still like defending her. So a lot of people started calling him out with that. Then next thing you know, he's getting real. He's still making his content. He's kind of been off the FBA radar, but you're seeing him get invited to the White House dinners and different events and stuff like that. So they all like, okay, I like you. He's got an NAACP award. So he's somebody who's safe for them. Okay. A person they can pedestalize and know that, okay, it's safe because he's in line. He's one of those Negroes who's in line. Then all of a sudden he made a thing where he was saying something about foundational Black Americans are blackface white nationalists. That's what he said.
Oh.
He said, yes, that's what he said. So I took that. And now, mind you, he did that, barely got anything. But I took it. I was all like, oh, no, I'm going to say something about his talking points because I don't want other people to take that and they get too far. I solve problems before it get that big. So I took that clip and I made a video about it. After I made a video about it, he goes on a whole tirade, day after day after day after day. FBA, debate me right now. I'll debate anybody. I'm talking about a whole thing where he's all like, he's doing live stream after live stream. Pull up. I'll debate anybody because I triggered him. Okay, it was me who did that. Then me and him actually, I said, if you got an issue with me, because it was my video that got you on this tirade, you can look at the dates, because you wasn't saying this before I made the video. You can debate me. He said, fine. Okay. So I said, okay, well, let's agree to a time and a place. I DM'd him about it. I said, we can agree or whatever, we can do on your platform, my platform, just pick a time and a place. Never opened it. Okay. He was opening DMs because he kept making videos about it. He was opening DMs of very small FBA accounts on Twitter. Like you got 200, 300 subscribers or not subscribers, followers or whatever the case is. People who don't really have a big online presence, who it can be easy to be all like, oh, I can debate you, I control you. But somebody who does have a decent online presence, okay, my YouTube is better than his YouTube. I don't care what the subscribers say. Okay, it's way better. Okay, and for the culture is better. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. But he didn't want to do that. Okay, which shows he doesn't really believe in what he's saying. Because if you believe in what you're saying with so much conviction, you would stand on it. You wouldn't first off open a challenge and ignite a challenge to people and then back out of all of the challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, he backed out of all of the challenges, knowing he knows he's not going to win a debate. Because if he thought he was going to win a debate, he would have did it. Okay, it's easy to debate and get into the Amanda Seals thing. It's easy to debate crazy MAGA, black MAGA, super conservatives. That's safe and it's easy to debate them. It's easy to debunk them. Okay, us, we're not MAGA. Okay, we're not no Republicans. We're not no racism don't exist and we just need to respect the police. We're not that. Okay. So you can't get us on us being conservative. You can't get us on that, okay? However, we're also not liberal. We're also not Democrat, you know? So you can't get us on either one of those things. So the things that you have an issue with, you can't really have an easy, well, you're just MAGA, so everything you say doesn't count. If we were black MAGA, he would have debated us. But because we're not the grassroots FBA movement, he can't refute any of our points because he's wrong and he knows he's wrong. And by getting up on the debate after challenging somebody and then losing, it would have stripped his credibility away. So of course his handlers was all like, nigga, you better not accept no debate from them. You better not bring Afro-Elite on there. He gonna whoop you.
Yeah, I'm sure they gave him some sort of warning, to be honest. The main thing I wanted you to bring up too was him him doubling back on this Democrat thing because he claimed,
okay, yes. When it comes to the whole thing with the Democrats, when he was debating us, and that's the thing, we have energy and smoke for the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay, okay. We understand that both of these are two wings on the bird of white supremacy, two sides to a coin. Okay. One side is liberal, one side is conservative. Like Malcolm X said, the fox and the wolf, same agenda, different methods, okay? So we attack both. He doesn't attack both. He'll attack the fox, Donald Trump, and the Republicans. He's very soft when it comes to, or he'll attack the wolf, he's very soft when it comes to the fox, okay? He was debating somebody, and this is what made me see it before I made a response to it, all right? Originally in his debate, he was debating FBA, brother, and he was all like, you know, I'm not a Democrat. I don't think the Democrats are doing anything for black people. They don't deserve black people's support. And Concha was all like, oh, yeah, I agree. Black people get killed in Democratic cities and Republican cities. Black people get locked up disproportionately. Black people poor in Republican cities and Democrat cities. He said, fuck them both. That's what he said. Okay. That was 2 months ago. Then next thing you know, he's making a video with Jasmine Crockett talking about, Jasmine, there's a lot of people who have fallen off of the Democrats. There's a lot of people who don't believe in the Democrats anymore. What can we do to earn back people's trust? I was like, oh, okay. You said, though, 2 months ago that you saw the light and that you wasn't on both of them, which we already knew was wrong because you was just at White House parties, okay? But now that the Democrats aren't in office anymore, now it's to hell with both of them, okay? But now that the midterms are coming up, now you're sitting up there, now you're back at these little cocktail parties, now you're sitting up there kicking it with Jasmine Crockett again. What do we need to do to get people back onto the Democratic thing? You're using your platform for her, okay, and for the Democrats, okay? So, and this is why we were saying you were a plant the whole time. And a lot of them, they'll come up and be all like, now they don't like to claim Democrat. Notice that.
Yeah.
A lot of them are not liking to claim Democrat and liberal. They'll claim, well, you know, I'm an independent, but all of my political beliefs lean towards Democrats and liberals. But they understand that the brand is messed up.
Right.
The brand, we've exposed the brand for the anti-blackness that it is, you know. So they can't claim that. So now everybody is independent. Now nobody is liberal, nobody is Democrat, except that's the only party that they push. They don't criticize. Just like Conscious Lee. And Conscious Lee's just exposed himself again with that situation. And we're going to start seeing that a lot with people who all of a sudden stopped claiming to be Democrat. They became independent. Now the midterms are coming up. Now they're going to be Democrat, or they're going to advocate for the Democrats again. To fight Donald Trump is what they're going to say.
Yeah, it's always to team up against the big bad wolf, the big bad orange wolf, should I say. It's always that. So yeah, it's definitely about to get interesting for sure as we inch closer to the midterms. They're going to start exposing themselves and coming out the woodwork. I believe it. But I think another thing kind of exposing them as well is a lot of people's stances on what Trump is doing right now. Okay, now I think there's a bit of a divide, low key. Low key, I mean, because I'm not seeing, I guess we'll get into it, but I'm seeing a lot of split commentary. Let me just say that when it comes to what Trump is doing in D.C. Now, if y'all don't know, Trump is now, well, actually for the past month now, he's had a federal takeover in the wonderful world of the District of Columbia. So, y'all know I live in the DMV. I'm in Maryland about 15 minutes. Most of my family from D.C. or Maryland. So I've definitely been seeing what's going on. And the presence is heavy. They are out there. It's ICE, it's damn FBI, DEA, and Homeland
so you've
Security.
seen it.
I've literally seen them. Yeah, they're out there for sure. It's hella them niggas out there. And of course, they harassing black men out there, black people in the grassroots, but definitely black men in particular inside black neighborhoods. But within the last few years, DC's crime rate has been going down. So it's really weird timing, and that's why I'm seeing a split commentary. I think there will probably be one anyways. But there's a big split commentary because a lot of people feel like, well, why now? Nigga, this is the wrong, you should have been doing this like 5-6 years ago when we actually needed some help, some more help. Now the crime rate is down. I think last year was the lowest it's been in the last, I think they said the last 6 years or 3 years if I'm not mistaken. So the crime rate is declining. So why are you trying to bring in this heavy federal presence at this moment? So a lot of people are feeling it like that, but some people's like, well, the crime may be down, but there's still crime. I still don't like parking my car in DC because my shit might get broken into, or I might just have my window broke for no damn reason. So there is still crime happening in DC. So some people feel like the presence is good. Some people are like, hey, we need to crack down. I'm tired. When I say U Street, and for those of you who are not familiar with DMV, U Street is like Black Broadway, pretty much. Or it used to be, but now it's like a strip of like black clubs. That's where every black person, all the tourists go to the clubs, particularly the young people. Older people, we got a couple other places to go, but there is a couple spots. U Street is like, everybody knows about this place. When I tell you, I could drop a dime and hear it. The last time, because I went on U Street to go to a bar, I could drop a dime and hear it on the ground. Wasn't nobody out there. Nobody. And even when I went to the club, it was only a few people in the club, but most of them was older like me. There was no young people in the streets. And this was like a Friday or Thursday night, close to the weekend. It should have been people out there. There was no one out there. The streets was empty as hell. Like, so it is, that has definitely changed a lot of things. Maybe in a positive way to some people. That right there kind of scares me, though. Not hearing nobody out there, that gives me an eerie feeling. I'm not feeling that. But what have you been saying about D.C.? How you feel about the police out there?
The thing is that violence has been going down, okay? And I said this before on YouTube. I said when Trump was in office, violence was higher than it is now. And Trump didn't have this needs to be an emergency to get the National Guard out in D.C. or whatever the case is then. And crime has gone down by all statistics and all measures, okay, as far as violent crime is concerned, it's gone down. A lot of people say, well, yeah, people can not report crime, or crime can be reported differently now. But overall, across the nation, crime has gone down. So this seems like such an overstep, such overkill, you know, in a reaction. A lot of people, I do understand, a lot of people are like, hey, man, crime may be down, but if my son got shot, I'm not trying to hear the statistics of crime being down. I want things to be done. So a lot of people are looking at it that way, true. Which I get. I understand that. I do. I understand it. The thing is that what we have to understand is that the police are not there to prevent a crime environment. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to prevent a crime environment, then you have to actually change the environment.
Yeah.
All right. That's the best way to do it, because you're seeing all of these National Guards. You're not seeing these National Guards go to anybody else's neighborhood and just be running in their house and not getting anything and be stopping, frisking everybody. You see this disproportionate amount of over policing towards black people, in particular black men. All right. And this is something that we can't co-sign. Yeah. Let's be honest with you. Okay, DC got a lot of people in it.
Yep.
There's going to be crime. There's no city in America that's completely crime free, and that's just not going to happen with a city of millions of people in there. There's going to be somebody who breaks into a car, and I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm not saying it's okay or that you shouldn't be frustrated with it, but it's going to happen. Yeah. Okay, I mean, do you need a tank if somebody breaks into your car and steals your bag? You want a tank on the street now? That seems like an overkill, don't you think? Seems like a lot.
Too much. It's too
much.
And
it's some of these people, a lot of the people who are saying, man, we need these. These are the, black on black crime. We got to talk about the black on black crime, and we got to stop killing each other, and we got to do better. And how you going to say something about the police when, you got Pookie and Ray Ray, and nobody want to say nothing about them? So it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Who's all like, and they look at police like knights in shining armor, and they coming out like, oh my God, thank you, National Guard and Trump and all that stuff. So it's a lot of that. That's not the way to fix. And even if it does cause the crime to decrease temporarily, do you want the National Guard there indefinitely?
Hell to
no. No, that would be terrible. First off, you would lose so much money.
Yeah.
Okay, money as far as having the National Guard stay there, as far as tourism, as far as business. Ain't nobody trying to be out night on the town and you got a damn tank rolling down the streets. You know what I'm saying? It kind of kills the vibe a little bit. So it's no, what you want to do, even if it does decrease it, what you would want to do is change the environment. I don't think they're out there for a super legitimate reason. I could see if it was like gang war or some type of cartel that they're trying to, that the police need this militarized assistance with. But no, he was all like, hey, crime is bad, so we sending a National Guard out there.
It's like, what?
Huh? Yeah. There was not an incident that required that type of response. It wasn't.
Yeah, and you would think it would be something like, especially for it to be in DC, you would think it would have to be like some sort of shooting or like again, something egregious that would happen for him to trigger that to happen. But it's really like, again, I've been out of DC plenty of times. The worst that has happened to me is my car getting broken into, or like a window breaking with somebody I'm with. So it's like, it just doesn't seem befitting, But I'm gonna be real. Even I just don't fuck with police. Even if the crime is that bad, I ain't with the National Guard coming down there. I'm sorry. Like you said, that's not the real solution. So honestly, even if the crime was that damn bad, I still would be like, get these people the fuck up out of here. Because one, not only is that not a solution, it's not going to fix the problem. Because you have to fix the environment, like you just said. But number two, they're going to target us. Like, this is not to really fix all crime. It's to fix black crime. That's what it's to fix to fix or correct the behaviors of black people. Not really that is even a crime. It's just of which you don't like. Let's just be real. A lot of these days, he was bringing them troops in from South Carolina and Mississippi and like these rural country areas where they probably don't even interact with black people, and then you want to bring them to a city where black people will tell a cop to shut the fuck up in 2 seconds. And you're going to put them two on the same street and expect them to have a positive interaction. It's like, that's not going to go well. That's why it has not been going well. And that's why you've been seeing so many of these videos. Whenever you talk about DC, whenever you look up DC, the police in DC, it's interactions with the young black men, because that's who they are trained to target. And that's who's going to trigger them the most, because they like, you supposed to be a submissive nigga. What's going on? Like, this, you ain't supposed to act like this. So they may not even be used to that energy that the brothers has, which could cause something bigger. That's why I'm not with it. Because one of our brothers gets shot, because one of these anti-black police officers or suspected white supremacists, suspected race soldiers want to kill him because of something happened, something petty. That's going to be a bigger problem, and that's really going. You talk about the National Guard, you really going to need it, because the city really going to come out for that. Now you're going to create a bigger issue that you're trying to combat. So I'm not with the police doing that. And now they're talking about bringing the police out here to Chicago. Yeah. But I understand y'all crime rate has been going down.
Yes, our crime rate has been going down as well too. You know, there's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with the situation with DC, with the situation with this, you're not even giving the National Guard really an assignment. It's not like, oh, there's a cartel is infesting this city. Go get the cartel out the city. Go get the mafia out the city. There's some human trafficking ring going on. It's deep in the city, and there's too much for the police to handle. Go over there and assist the police. They're like, hey, this city has crime. Go over there. Okay, like, and when you do that, they don't have anything to do but pick on black people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you're seeing them harass black people, not doing nothing. They're not really catching no major crime lords, no major drug lords, no major underground ring of conspiracy or whatever. They're not doing that because that's not going on. It's not going on in Chicago either, all right?
I haven't seen, even the videos I have seen of black people getting interacting, either with them getting arrested or even us just interacting with these police officers, these federal agents, it be over the pettiest shit. Literally everyone I've seen. It's because it's a checkpoint. It's because it was a bag sitting out. It's because it was somebody weed sitting out. It's because you smoking, walking down the street. Mind you, this is shit that we don't get, like, the police don't interact with us over that in DC. Ain't nobody pulling you over because you're smoking in the car. Nobody's about to tell you, hey, put your weed out until you can only have up to a certain amount of hours. You're supposed to be smoking. Like, no one cares. But again, these outside officers come in and it's like, what? You can't. It's like the sniff of it. It's like, oh, I'm on it. It's something. And then again, for nothing to be going on, it's like, oh, there's something. Oh, he jaywalking. Let me get his ID. Let me just. So they're just literally searching for a problem. Like they're damn near creating problems.
And of course they want to bolster the numbers up as well too, because the thing is that if Trump sends the National Guard and y'all come back in 2 weeks and y'all made 10 arrests, it's gonna be all like, damn, okay, that was a waste. So now y'all gotta look and nitpick and find certain things like, hey, is your headlight out? Now something that you could have let slide, now you got an assignment to make the arrest record go up as high as possible. So now you're gonna cherry pick and look for any and everything. Well, that's jaywalking, sir. Sorry, put your hands behind your back. Which is what they're probably gonna do in Chicago. Chicago's already got a very corrupt police system. All right. Yeah. It's already one of the most, if not the most corrupt police, period. So that's already going to be amplified. That's really going to be amplified. You put the National Guard there and you say crime is at this epidemic and you got to you got to get rid of crime. You got to, decrease the crime level or whatever the case is. They're going to be cherry picking. They're going to be stereotyping dreadlocks, criminal, ski mask, criminal. And nowadays you got some of the young kids, they walk around with ski masks and hoodies on all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be like, well, you fit the description of somebody that we say robbed this store. Recently, there was a situation. There was a video of somebody in Chicago, somebody breaking into this Rolex. From the outside, they broke the window and they were reaching in from the outside of the building.
Huh? A Rolls Royce?
A Rolex, Rolex watches. It was
like a watch?
Jewelry store.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, so they were breaking into the jewelry store. That's what the video says, and they were reaching and they were taking the stuff out or whatever. Let's say it's Chicago. I'm not sure if it was, but let's say it is. What we're going to start seeing is a lot of staged crimes just so it can be justified to send the National Guard out. Because I'm thinking it was broad daylight. Cameras was on this dude and everything. He's banging on this window over and over and over and over and over in the middle of the day and then reaches in, grabs some jewelry and runs off. That's not nothing these niggas is doing for real. That's something that Fox News is going to be like, oh my God, there's an epidemic. Oh my God, it's a problem. That's why Trump needs to send the National Guard. So a lot of this stuff, expect to see a lot of staged and over-the-top dramatic crimes. Expect to see that, all right? What I think Trump is doing with the National Guard, I think he's doing that to bypass a lot of the immigration loopholes to send ICE into the city or whatever. Because he didn't do that the first time he was the president. So I think that with this, it's going to be a lot of deportations. I think that's the main reason he's doing it. He's probably also doing it as a distraction because he wants the headlines to get off of the Jeffrey Epstein situation. Something that he protested. He was going to release the files of Jeffrey Epstein. And then when he became president, said, oh, there was no files, and he killed himself. So I guess there's nothing to see here. So you know what I'm saying? Plus, Elon Musk said his name was in the files. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really know. So it's a lot of that. But the thing is that, and it's also just to kind of spite the Democrats, send them to the city, because that's going to kind of mess things up. The issue is that that's not how you solve real problems long term. You send a National Guard in there for just decreased crime. You're not sending them in for a particular reason, a cause, an assignment. They're just there. Just be present so crime doesn't happen.
Right.
Okay, and then when they leave, what do you think is going to happen then? Okay. Then you're going to see a spike in crime the second they leave because you're not solving the conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. What needs to happen is I don't like the fact that I do like some of what Brandon Johnson is doing as far as creating job programs and youth and stuff like that. The thing is that he spends way too much money on illegal immigrants. So when it comes to programs that actually do decrease the crime in Chicago, he doesn't have that much money because all of the money went to a whole bunch of illegal immigrants that just got busted here a few years ago. So he's still trying to get them work permits and food and job and government assistance and housing and clothes and all of this stuff. So now you don't get no money to really decrease the crime. Chicago could have record low crime if he was to put his priorities straight. But it doesn't.
That's a nice
And
thing
the
to be
Democrats ultimately do, especially in Chicago, the Democrats ultimately do need some type of partisan opposition to them because they run everything. It's a dictatorship of the Democratic Party in Chicago. So to be honest, and I'm not a Republican either, but to be honest, they do need somebody to come in and check them from outside of the party. Because as long as everybody is pushing the party line, they get to screw over the people, you know?
Right.
So I do think that there does need to be some opposition to the Chicago government. I absolutely do. They got rid of ShopSpotter because they were too broke because they were paying illegals for that. I don't think if we had a decent amount of Republicans in there, it would have been voted on that. Okay. Brandon Johnson gets everything he wants because everybody in the city council, for the most part, are also Democrat and vote for everything he says. Right. If you had some opposition, you know, things may be a little bit more balanced. But that's not what Trump is doing. So all in all, I really can't agree. I really can't stand by him sending the National Guard. Unless you send the National Guard just to get ICE, to get ICE in here and then to get them out of there. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I ain't mad at that either. I ain't mad because you ain't coming to black. Ain't no damn, you know, I'm just saying, you ain't targeting black people. If you
leave us alone.
So leave us out of it. We ain't got shit to do with that. But yeah, absolutely. That is one thing because ICE was already in D.C. I had been seeing before they had the federal takeover. I had already been seeing ICE trucks running through D.C. They was going crazy on the damn illegals out there. And I think you had mentioned that too about Trump using that for them to do that out here in Chicago. But I think low key they was doing that in D.C. too because even if you look at some of the interactions, a lot of the interactions where black people aren't getting where it's just it stops at kind of just the interaction. A lot of it is just them asking for like their citizenship. A lot of them are, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and a lot of them be ICE agents. So I'm like, is he really
it's like a low-key way to get ICE in there.
Yeah, I'm like, is he doing that? Because, you know, Wes Moore and Merrill Browser, they not really with that. They not rocking with Trump. You know what I'm saying? They're not in alignment. Wes already said that he's not giving approval to send the troops out to Maryland. Now, what's her name? Merrill Browser, though, she switched up. She switched up the tune a little bit because she started off saying that this was a federal takeover. Now she's saying that Trump is doing such a great damn job. So I don't know where she at with it at this point. She done flip-flop. To be real, but it don't matter because he got
the
power
check
over
cleared.
That's what it sounds like. Because I'm like, girl, you was just on the Breakfast Club talking about this is a federal takeover, and now you're saying it's literally not. So okay, but I do want to know what you think of the ultimate. Like, where is this moving towards? Because people are mad, people are upset, people are scared that this is moving towards a dictatorship. Everybody's scared that we're gonna have Kim Jong Orange Man as our, forever leader, to be honest. So what do you think? Do you think that that's his ultimate plan to he's setting this up basically to groom people into his dictatorship that he's...
They said that the first time.
They did.
They said the first time that we was going to go back in chains. We was going to be on a plantation. We was going to be picking cotton. They said that our name was going to be Upatumbe and we was going to be sitting up there singing damn hymns while we was on the field. That's what they said the first time, and it didn't happen the first time. And then they said the same thing the second time. They was like, I can feel the shackles on me already. I can't believe Kamala didn't win. They were saying that the second time. Okay, and they've been saying the whole thing about us being deported. Oh guys, you're next.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get shipped. We don't know where. He's gonna fly you over to Africa and then drop you out the sky and you're going to land somewhere. It's going to be, you ain't seen that. So it's a whole lot of fear mongering going on. You know, I don't like the whole, the National Guard thing or whatever the case is, but let's not be dramatic. Let's not lose our heads when it comes to that. Is Trump egotistical as hell? Yes, he's probably one of the most egotistical people you've seen in politics, at least openly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, yeah, he is probably going to want things to be his way. He'll fire somebody left and right you disagree, okay? Yeah. He like Umar Johnson. He like the white Umar Johnson. He'll fire you left and right. He'll be all like, yeah. He'll brag about it, too. He was like, he was a traitor. He was an idiot. He didn't know what he was doing.
He did. He does. He don't.
You can see him and Elon Musk fell out. Look, he was all, you know what I think, Elon Musk, you kind of like a nigga if I think about it.
Honestly,
you need to, ICE need to pay a visit to your damn Tesla factory if we're going to be honest with you. Let's see what Doge looking at the Tesla stuff. Yeah. Okay, so you see him.
Yeah.
So you already know that. But the success of black people and what's going to cause us to either be successful or not be successful is what we do. It's not what anybody else does. It's when we stop the fight. It's when we say, okay, we're done. The fight is lost. The movement is lost. The revolution is lost. You know what I'm saying? When we finally say that, then it will be over. It will be done. Okay, when we acquiesce similarly to the way everybody else in the world has acquiesced. For the very most part, foundational black Americans, we're the only people who have never surrendered. Okay, I'm not talking about a fight here or there. I'm not talking about a movement or a revolution here or there. I'm talking about a consistent fight. The revolution doesn't die. It's never died. It hasn't died since we were enslaved in this country. Okay, it's like a wave. Sometimes the tides are high. Sometimes the tides are low. During the George Floyd uprising, the tides were very high. And then it went down a little bit. But the wave, the momentum was still there. It just slowed down a little bit. You know, with the George Floyd thing, with the Black Lives Matter thing, things go up and things go down, but it always moves. It's a wave that continues. And when we stop it, that's when it's over. Trump is not going to do anything like that because he's going to meet a resistance that the system of white supremacy has not been able to beat yet. We are the only people let's be honest. This is no shade. Let's tell the truth. We're the only people collectively that the system of white supremacy has not beaten. They've beaten the world except us. We're the only thing between this and complete and total absolute world domination.
Yeah.
And Trump is not, he's not that guy to do it. Not if we fight against that, okay? Not that I think he intends to do it for real, to make the world this global thing. I think he just wanted this term really so we don't go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And for his own ego. Do I think that he wants to be the president for a third time? Maybe. He might not. He might be over it at that point, to be very honest. He might be over it at that point, you know, because he already pardoned himself. Yeah. So he wouldn't need to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if he did, if Trump was the president for a third time, it's not the end of black folk. It's not the end of foundational black Americans. It's only going to be the end when we say that, okay? We're not leaving. People have been talking about we going back on the plantation. You ain't seen that. People talking about we're going to get deported to Africa. You ain't seen that, okay? Now, to be honest, you're seeing a more powerful version of foundational black Americans collectively than you've ever seen.
That's a fact. No, and you know what? Ultimately, that's where my focus is, to be honest. Because it could be, hey, I mean, I be seeing people, everybody saying no kings and nobody, you know, I get it, you know, but that's, I don't, our reality as black Americans is it just shows the stark difference in our experiences, you know, as black people in this country and others, you know, because so many people are like, and even in DC, even in Maryland, there are signs, if you just ride down the highway, it's still signs up that says no kings. It's like people are still like very much worried or concerned about him becoming a dictator of some sort. And it's like, yeah, you know, when you've been through what we've been through, it's like, man, you know, I'm worried about reparations. I don't give a damn if we get it from a government or from a dictator. I need my motherfucking reparations. So that's how I feel about it. Okay,
now, Trump, you won the third term. You just heard it there. You won the third term. Come on now.
Hey, look, if we got our own states, our own land, our own institutions, our own government, really, I don't give a fuck what Trump's doing. You could be a dick, go be a king. I don't go be a dictator. That honestly will have nothing to do with me or my future generations, our future generations, because that's our goal, and that's ultimately how I think foundational Black Americans have to look at it. Because our goal is not to stay intertwined. We are not we are still trying to just be integrated and be at the top of integration. No, we are trying to build our own at this point. We are trying to separate. We need our reparations in order to do that. So once that's a given, baby, hey, white folks in the trailer parks, you're on your own, brother. You have to fight that fire your own. I got nothing for you. So yeah.
And it's a lot of other people's issues, and one of the things is the fact that we understand what our issues are.
Yeah.
Okay. We have clarity. Like I said, the movement never dies, but the movement has been unclear sometimes. Let's be honest. What was the Pan-African movement? Do we all go to Africa, or do we want them all to come over here? Do we just want to acknowledge Africa? Do we change our names and religions about African names? Like, there wasn't a clarity. It was a consciousness, but there was no clarity. Now we're starting to see a clarity with the consciousness. And so as far as us being of this land, this is our homeland, whether you believe that we were always here, whether you believe that some of us or most of us were always here, and some of us came in, regardless, we built the country. This is our homeland. We built it. It is what it is. Okay. As far as reparations, we got a clear course to reparations. We know who gets it. We know who owes it, and we know why it's owed. Clear course to that, clear course to tangibles and other things as far as building the community and putting our community first, all right? Not saving everybody and their mama who's just not white,
right?
Okay, so there's a clarity, all right? So with that, we've become more potent, okay, and we've become a lot more effective in getting the things that we need to get. We've become way more effective than that.
That's a fact.
So the system of white supremacy wasn't used to this, wasn't expecting this, and now they don't really know what to do. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it seem like any and everything Trump does is anti-black.
Right.
Oh, the ICE. Oh, you know, ICE is going to disproportionately affect black people.
For y'all.
And he was all like,
"What? No.
How?
Yeah.
No, you don't think they're going to deport you? No, I don't. I don't think they're going to deport me. Where? Somewhere in Africa, they're going to take your DNA, they're going to do a DNA test, look at the percentage, and then they're going to like, no.
It's nonsense.
Okay? They'll say that, you Medicaid and Medicare, black people. You know, it's stuff that benefits everybody. Medicaid and Medicare, everybody gets Medicaid and Medicare. But if Trump cuts that, he's going to be like, well, really? He did that to spite black people.
Right.
Okay? ICE, most of the illegals here are not black. And then you do have some black illegals here. You know what I'm saying? Not no foundational black Americans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We are all here, for real. They be all like, he's changing the 14th Amendment and we're going to get deported. I'm like, no, that's not. Everything he does, they want us to fight against to get off of our page and our track and derail us to fight against something that benefits another group of people. And we're just not doing that anymore. That's why they keep trying to trigger us with things and put out this fear monger and stuff.
Yeah, that fear monger.
But it's not working.
It's not.
Because we all like, is this affecting me and my community? Nope. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not. Yeah, and because it worked so well. It worked damn near flawlessly the first time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this time around, it's the same tactics. We people for what it is, you know, and the focus has shifted. So I think most of us are now on the delineation movement. Most of us are now focused on reparations. We focused on prioritizing ourselves, period. So yeah, that's where we at, baby. You know, it is what it is. But I think this was a wonderful wrap up for the episode. Another great episode. Another great 2 episodes. Technically, it was part 3 or 4. This is. Would this all technically be part 8, or would this be 3/4 of part 8?
No, this wouldn't all be part 8 because these 2 episodes.
Would these last 2 episodes be, or would this be like 10 and 11? Did we just do 8 and 9?
I guess we kind of breaking it up, so I guess it would be 10 and 11, right. I suppose, because we're not going to put them out at the same time.
Right, exactly. That's
so
what
it would be 2 different episodes. We're talking about 2 different subjects to a degree.
Yeah.
They're linked.
Or maybe it should be 8 and 9. Like part 1, we just did part 1. We're gonna figure it out. We talking about shit on camera. Let's wrap it up. Point is, this was a great episode. I'm so glad to be back in Chicago. I will return. But y'all make sure y'all follow me on all the socials. ZZ Rants on TikTok, YouTube, X. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Don't forget that.
Okay. Follow me on AfroLean on YouTube, AfroLean on TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff. Follow For the Culture on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of that stuff. Okay, we got some great content there. This was great. All of the other things we did, great, phenomenal, fantastic. Also, by the time you guys are receiving this is going to be around the holiday season. Whether you celebrate the holidays or whether you don't celebrate the holidays, whether you're spending it with family or whether you're working, we want you to be safe, okay? I'm going to just extend that to you. Spend time with family, reflect on the year, and then go into 2026 strong in a better version of yourself, all right? So thank you all for that, and thank you all for listening.
Damn, this going to be out of New Year's? Happy New Year's. Hey, future me. Happy New Year's to the chat. I love y'all. Anyways, let's get up out of here. B1, I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. We're going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.